Yeah. Oh, I love that. Like you said, there is a chapter that is on Bush and Obama, partially because it's the two recent presidents that each have the same amount of time to look at, 8 years. And both of them gave 8 prayer breakfast speeches. So it's like their most religious speech of the year, their opportunity to address religious people. And what I found, it's probably the most interesting thing I think I found in the whole book, is that George W. Bush thought of as like the most Christian president. If you go looking, you will find at the time so many just like gushing descriptions of him. He was so Christian. Reagan, probably like another big figure seen as really Christian, but during the Bush years talked about by Christians, especially evangelicals, as so Christian. Never uses the name of Jesus Christ in a single prayer breakfast speech over his 8 years. Obama, who spent all 8 years of his presidency needing members of his staff to convince people that he was not Muslim, mentions the name of Jesus in all but one of his prayer breakfast speeches. And one of them, he talks about the nail-scarred hands of Jesus. He gets very graphic, you know. And so I think... So it's a good description, I think. I think Bush really, and it later became very widely known that his faith was both very public in the sense that he talked about being a Christian, but very private in the sense that he didn't really talk about what that practically meant. And there was a lot of talk about there being Bible studies in the White House, but no one said who was doing it or like who his spiritual advisors were. He didn't go to a church in DC that was public information, though many presidents did, including the one before and after him. So his faith was very private, which is a very evangelical thing to say, that like, oh, we have a private relationship with Jesus. He drew very much on, I'm one of you. I'm your people. I'm an evangelical, so I belong to you. And he also drew very much on kind of civic religion. In many of his speeches, he used very generic terms to talk about God. So I think he's kind of the last president who really could pretend, oh, we all kind of believe the same thing. And I'm going to be vague about it because I don't want to exclude anyone who's like a different kind of Christian than me. But we're all basically, you know, American equals Christian. We're all kind of the same. Whereas Obama both came to faith in a community organizing context where there's a lot of interest in, you know, we have different interests and we should be honest about the differences we have. He also came to faith in a Black church context that had a very different relationship to political power than the white evangelical churches that Bush came from, you know, the Methodist Church in Texas. And so that's a significant difference. And I think Obama also exemplified what I think, I mean, I have my own criticisms of some of the things he said in those speeches. I don't think any president has been perfect, but I do think his approach to faith was one that I wish that we would kind of